Hello grade 3, I hope that you are fine. So we meet again in this fifth video to explain the lessons of week 5. Now today we continue with module 4 here and there, and we'll have to finish it. So we deal with lesson 4, the story and the roundup. So you look at the student's book on page 52-53 for the story, and for the roundup you find it on page 56. Now let's move. First thing, part 1 in the student's book, page 52-53 for the story. Now, when we deal with towns, we find many signs, road signs like these. Stop, we have this one and this. And so first thing, I would like you to match the signs with the corresponding sentences. What do these signs mean? Then we move to activity 1 on page 52 to know about the new vocabulary. And I ask you here another question. Now you answer it orally. What is your favorite shopping center or shopping mall, and why? Why is it your favorite one? Then we move to the reading activity on activity 2, page 52-53. So it is entitled We're on TV. So first thing, I would like you to pay attention to frame 1, so where you have picture 1. So where are the children? What are the characters' names? Then you play the recording, and in order to find out where the bookshop is, then you read again and you find and circle the directions in the story. So do you have turn left, turn right, go straight? You'll try to find them. Then I would like you to underline all the questions you find in the story. Then I have added some questions to check comprehension. So for picture 1, where do the children want to go? Picture 2, what are the boys looking at? Picture 3, who is the man in picture 3? Picture 4, why is the bookshop closed? Picture 6, where is Fred's cousin and can he see the 2 boys? Picture 7, what does Fred's cousin give the boys? Picture 8, what are the children watching and how do they feel? Then you finish the comprehension with activity 3, page 53. And then activity 4, here think of what could happen next in the story. So I would like you to think of another, a further ending. I would like you to draw a picture that could follow the last picture from the story. And these words may help you. Happy, restaurant, play, cousin, prize. So here I would like you to add another picture to the story, and you add some words, what the characters, the 2 boys can say, what can they add after they have seen themselves on TV. And finally, here we have the activities of the workbook on page 49. So you have activity 1 and 2. Now, let's move to the roundup on page 56. So, of course, these, as usual, are exercises to make you revise what we have seen before. So we have activity 1, activity 2. Activity 3, here I have added the listening transcript because, fortunately, I don't have the listening recording. And we go to the workbook exercises, page 52, activity 1, 2, 3, and 4. Now let's go to the second session. So we deal with module 5, day by day. Now lesson 1 here is entitled Song. You find it in the student book, page 59. Now, as a warm-up activity, I would like you to look at this table. What is it? What is this type of information? What can you see here? So, in the first column, we have weekdays, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. And then we deal with the weekend, Friday, and Saturday. Then we have here the different activities according to the day. What do we call it? What is it? In fact, we say that this is a weekly schedule. It shows me what I have to do during the week. So when we write or when we have a schedule, it helps us to remember what we have to do for each day. Then we go to activity 1, page 59. Then we have the listening of the song, activity 2, page 59. So read the title of the song every day. What is the song about? So when you look at this title, what do you think the song is about? Then I would like you to play the recording and point to the correct day as you hear it mentioned. So you have the list of the 7 days of the week, Sunday, Monday, etc. So each time you hear to one of them, you point it with your finger. Then I would like you to play the recording again in order to find out what the boy does at the weekend. So the boy who sings here, what does he do at the weekend? And then, what does the boy do every day? Fill in the following table. So here I have all the days of the week. So from Sunday to Saturday. And I would like you to go back to the story and write the different activities of this boy. Then we move to the post-listening. First thing, I would like you to look at the grammar reference in Luke, page 59. Here it deals with expressing routine or habits. Now this is the use of the present simple. Now we look at the picture here, the example. Now these two people say we read a lot. That is, every day they read books. Look here, they're looking at their books. Now they are looking at their books, we see them. And they read a lot. Now when we use the present simple here, it means that they read a lot every day. Look at this man. What is he doing? He is eating an ice cream and he says, I like ice cream. He likes ice cream. So what does this mean? That he is eating now. This is the present continuous. But when we deal with present simple, that is, he likes ice cream all the time. Maybe he doesn't eat it every day, but that he likes it, and it is something that is always. Okay, so when we say they read or he likes or I work, etc., it is the use of the present simple. So with the subject I, we, you, they, we say read, like, work, live, watch, do, have. It is easy, like the infinitive form of the verb. But for the third person singular, he, she, it, we have to add s, reads, likes, works, lives, or es, like here, watches, does. And have is irregular. We do not say haves, we say has. Okay, so you have here further details to show you the use of how we can put the verb in the present simple. Now, just a remark about the s, so we use it with he, for example. He works, she lives, or it rains. I work in a shop. My brother, it is equivalent for he, works in a bank. Linda, it is equivalent for she. Linda lives in London. Her parents live in Scotland. Why do we have live here? Because her parents is like they. It rains a lot in winter. Now with have, he, she, it becomes has. John has a shower every day. Now we have a remark for the spelling. When do we use es? After the verbs that ends in s, or sh, sh, or ch, ch. For example, we say pass, we have double s, we cannot add the third one, so we have to put passes, finish, finishes, watch, watches. Then we have that the verbs that end in y, it becomes ies. For example, study, studies, try, tries. And we have also do, does, or go, goes. Now, when do we use the present simple? We use it for things that are true in general or for things that happen sometimes or all the time. So, things that does not change. Habits, العادة, something that does not change, that is repeated many times. I like big cities. I always like big cities. The shops open at 9 o'clock and close at 5:30. Every day, the shops open at 9 and close at 5:30. Team works very hard. He starts at 7:30 and finishes at 8 o'clock in the evening. To say every day, it has the same time. The earth goes round the sun. So this is a general truth that is not going to change. Every day, every time, the earth goes round the sun. Now, we use the present simple with adverbs of frequency. Always, never, often, sometimes, or usually. Now, this helps us add information. Sue always arrives at work early. I always go to work by car, but sometimes I walk. Julia never eats breakfast, and Tom lives near us. We often see him. So we use adverbs of frequency, always, never, often, sometimes, usually, to show how often or how regularly we do something. So here, the adverb of frequency always come before the main verb, except when the verb is to be. It is before the main verb in the sentence, like here, he is always late. We cannot say he always is late. It doesn't work. So here I have added before, and here we have the meaning or the frequency for each adverb. So when we say always, it is all the time 100%, usually 80%, often 60%, sometimes 30%, and never 0. I have added some questions just to help you use the adverbs of frequency. What do you do at the weekend? Report your activities in this table. What do you always do, or sometimes, or never? Then we move to the exercises in the workbook, page 55. So we have activity 1 and activity 2. Now let's move to lesson 3. So it is on page 60, 61. So it is top stars. Now first thing, I would like you to match the daily routines, habits, the pictures A, B, C, D, etc. and the phrases you have from number 1 to 10. So you write your answers here in this table. Then you look at the new vocabulary you have in activity 1, page 60. And then we move to the story, activity 2, still on page 60. So here I would like you to have a look at the presentation and underline the phrases from activity 1 as you see them. So all the new phrases from activity 1, page 60, I would like you to underline them when you find them in the story. Then you play the recording and you read along with it in order to find out if Karim takes the bus to school. So how does Karim go to school? Does he go by bus or another means? Then we have here comprehension questions to check. So what is Rashid doing? Does Karim brush his teeth? Does Karim always walk to school? Does Karim get up early at the weekend? And then we have activity 3. So it still deals with comprehension of the story. Now we move to the post-reading activity. We have again look on page 61. This time ask and answer about habitual actions. So we continue to deal with the present simple, but this time we try to see how we make questions. Now we look at the example here. So we have these two people. Now the man here have just seen the guitar and he asks the woman, do you play the guitar? So what do you notice? When in the positive I say I work, we like, you do, they have, he works, she likes, it does, it has, etc. How does it work for the question? We have to use the auxiliary do. Do I work? Do we work? Do you work? Do they work? Do they like, etc. And for the third person, singular, we use does. Does he work? Does she like? Does she do? Does it have? So here we have another table to study the word order. So always we always begin with do or does, plus the subject, plus the infinitive of the verb. So do you work in the evening? Do your friends live near here? Does Chris play tennis? And then sometimes we to ask about place or people or frequency. So we can add where, how often, what, how much. These are at the beginning of each question. Where do your parents live? How often do you wash your hair? What does this word mean? How much does it cost to fly to Rome? Sometimes we also have questions with always, usually, often, the adverbs of frequency. How does it work? What do you always have breakfast? What does Chris often play tennis? What do you usually do at weekends? So these always come before the main verb. So for the question, what do you do? It means what is your job? When you ask this question, that is, you ask about occupation. Okay, what about the short answers when you say yes? Yes, I do, yes, we do, etc. With he, she, it, we will use does. Now, the negative form with no, when we answer no. No, I don't, no, we don't, no, they don't. And with he, she, it, doesn't. Do you play tennis? No, I don't. Do your parents speak English? Yes, they do. Does George work hard? Yes, he does. Does your sister live in London? No, she doesn't. Now for activity 4, I have added the listening transcript to be read. And then for activity 5, page 61, I want you to tick the things you do every day or at the weekend. And then you write here questions and answers, because unfortunately we cannot do it orally. Finally, we have the exercises in the workbook, page 56, 57. So we have activity 1, 2, and 3. Thank you for your attention. I hope that this video will help you. See you next week.